Hello and welcome to Sammy on Stadia. It's round 21 of the F2 Challenge, coming to you from Brazil this weekend. As you can see from the standings, we're in 15th place, still riding the wave after our incredible second place finish in Texas, ahead of our teammate Dorian Boccolacci. Let's see what we can do in Brazil.
It's finally here, the day we've all been waiting in anticipation for, race day. The Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache circuit has been home to many exciting events in motorsport history, and I have no doubt today will be just as memorable. 15 corners make up the 2.7 miles of the Brazilian circuit. Turn 1 provides an excellent opportunity for overtaking, but also provides the most challenge, requiring pinpoint accuracy, which will no doubt be even harder to pull off in the wet conditions we're experiencing out on the track today. Drivers can expect a similar challenge driving uphill during Sector 3, which has seen some of the sport's most spectacular incidents. I'm joined by a man who's had many a wet race, Davide Valsecchi. Just how challenging will these conditions be out there on track?
Delighted to be here, Alex. Even in this weather, nothing will be easy for them. We may have standing water, which means visibility will be a worry. They just need to stay clear of the white lines and curbs. That can cause you a real problem when it's so slippery.
We are nearly ready for the start of today's race, but in the meantime, let's take a look at the grid. Louis Delatraz lines up on pole position, and P2 goes to Nick de Vries, a strong showing from the Dutch driver. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Matsushita, Giotto, Guan Yu Zhou, and Latifi, Galeo, Mazepin, Schumacher, Sergio Sette Camara, Hubert, Raghunathan, Callum Ilott, and King, Aitken, Boccolacci, Alesi, and Juan Manuel Correa. Calderon and Ralph Boschong completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
It's another wet race. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We're P15, which isn't the end of the world. It seems that we're on the outside going into turn 1, which is always a good thing. Allows us to put a little bit more pressure and could mean we make up positions like we did in Texas. I'm going to go for maximum downforce preset 1, simply because it's wet. There's a loss of high-speed corners here in the dry. I want to try and get those as quickly as I can and not worry too much about the straights. Let's get into the race and see what happens. An ultimate race in the F2 Challenge. It's lights out and away we go. King alongside is moving over, moved right in front of us, and already we are struggling to see as we're onto the grass, going around the outside like we said we would, which puts us the inside the turn 2. Now Brazil is again one of those tracks that has had loads of incredible races in the wet as we go wide, and we end up losing positions now from where we started. I remember in 2012, Sebastian Vettel very nearly lost the championship on that very corner in the F1 race. We get tapped by Calderon, which puts us off, and we are down into 20th. Now, are we able to rectify that? Our car is still in one piece. It is still very twitchy. Even under maximum downforce, we're unable to get the power down as we would like.
great start. Let's get back on track.
Not a great start. This might be another very low finishing position for us. I'll just see what we can do. King is coming to the pits. I don't quite know why. He's obviously had some damage he feels he needs to repair, but that means we are up into 90. That will be of some comfort, especially to those of you who've been watching since the beginning, where King has been responsible for taking us out a few times. Going through the middle sector, lots of corners in this middle sector. It's where the cars really need the downforce. You've got a favourite memory of Brazil? It certainly attracted some great memories. Hamilton, Senna, Vettel versus Alonso, even a few years ago with Verstappen's incredible drive in similar wet conditions. Leave your suggestions in the comments of what your favourite memory of Brazil is. In the drive, that is flat out from Yuncao, the corner all the way back there, all the way across the line, and we only brake when we reach the chicane, the Senna S. And through turn 3, often a river forms across the track when it's wet. And look up, Correa actually has fastest lap at the moment. Yeah. Around 5 seconds behind Boschong and about 35 ahead of King. It doesn't look like we'll be getting much out of this race. 5 laps, so even if a safety car could be thrown, it's unlikely give as much. Oh, might pay the price for talking whilst I should be paying attention on the corner. We're losing a few seconds there on Boschong and King gaining behind us. Still looks like we should be okay for 19, as long as we can keep it out of the barriers. I can tell you just from driving, even that's a challenge at the moment.
We're trailing our teammate by 13.2 seconds.
Our teammate seems to be just ahead of Correa, based on that information. It doesn't look like he'll be getting many points for us either, helping us out in the teams championship. As King goes around and sets fastest lap. He is trying to close the gap on us with 2 laps to go, or 1.5 laps really at this point. We go for a wider line through there, which seems to be a lot better. Seems to benefit us a lot more. I believe it was that corner where Albon was crashed into by Lewis Hamilton in the 2019 race. Brazilian Grand Prix, of course, another casualty of the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic. It won't be taking place in 2020. Hopefully we see it return for 2021. It is a great track, as I've already mentioned, lots of great memories.
This is your final lap of the race.
Everybody, one more lap to go. It looks like 19th will be our position. Sliding down the turn 2, the middle part of that chicane. I'm trying to steer narrowly away from the barriers. There's another fastest lap for Jordan King. Obviously clear air, giving him a big benefit. Apologies if people heard my phone vibrate there, just next to my microphone. I really should turn vibrate off. It doesn't distract me too much. And Delatraz has come through to take the win. That's going to be big going into the final race of the championship. Of course, he's been fighting with his teammate Matsushita all the way through this series. We're going to come through with about 17 seconds either side of us to take 19th place.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Brilliant stuff from Carlin today. What a superb victory. Tell me, Davide, what was the key to this success?
Simply, they are just a better driver in the way. Here in Formula 2 we know the cars are the same, so it's not down to machinery. They can just handle the weather better than everyone else. Meaning they can have the throttle open longer, they can push more, brake later, and are able to handle it all. They make it look like they have a much faster car, but it's a pure skill behind the wheel. Really incredible drive.
And there you have it, today's winners. Having raised some of the biggest names in F1 to date, Carlin have once again shown their expertise when it comes to recruiting new talent. No doubt today's winners have a bright future ahead of them. They certainly deserve it after today's performance. Now then, Davide Valsecchi, who would you say was your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Luis Deltraz. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
Goodbye for now then, but we really are just getting started. Make sure you join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Delatraz takes the win with Matsushita, his teammate and title rival, off the top 3. Which means the championship, it's all on him now. 21-point lead. Matsushita trying to overturn the final race. That's going to be a big ask. Further down, we maintain 15th place. We're just behind Hubert, but ahead of our teammate Boccolacci going into the final race. And in the team standings, we're now a whole 700 points behind Carlin. Not necessarily being the F2 challenge we've wanted with the results. But it's been fun nonetheless. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to tune in next week for the final at Abu Dhabi.